Today we're going to change the air filter on this Yamaha MT 125 2014 to 2019 model. This is a similar process for the Yamaha YZF R125 2008 to 2018 Gen 1 and Generation 2 models. So the usual tools to take off a tank on an MT or a YZF is you're going to usually need a 4mm Allen key. This is for the MTs. The YZFs you don't have to. You're going to need a 5mm Allen key. You're going to need a 10mm socket. You're going to need a 13mm socket. You're going to need some long nose pliers. Quarter-inch ratchet. JIS screwdriver. Depending on whether it's got the correct bolts. So we're going to be taking the seat off now. So the first bolt we're going to be going for is this. And there's one on the opposite side too. So this bolt is supposed to be a crosshead, but it's got a 5mm in. Now make sure you keep your bolts safe. And then we have another 5mm on the opposite side. This should also be a crosshead, so it's not a great example that we're working with. So the next bolts that we need to undo is a 4mm here, and then we have another 4mm which is just here, just down there, and then we've got another 4mm. I'm hoping the camera's going to pick it up, which it has, which is great. Just here. That as well. So we're going to get them undone now. And it's exactly the same on the other side, but I will go over it with you. So we're going to start with the easy one first, which is just here. Behind the scoop. Under the tank. So now we've got the one underneath. It is at a slight angle. So now we've just got the top bolt to do on this scoop. So you might think it's a bit confusing now because the angle changes on the camera, but it is actually the same bolt. I've just decided to take the ratchet off. Now we've undone all 3 bolts from the scoop, it's time to remove it. So these sit on some pressed sort of bushes, little grommets. So you're going to grab this side, give it a little wiggle and a pull, and that's how it comes off. Now just behind here, there is an indicator wire. So it's just here, the clip. So you're going to press the button, pop it out. Now if you have any difficulty pressing the button, I suggest you press the wire in really hard and then press the button, because the plastic can get stuck on the tab. So this is just a different angle of removing the scoop. So it's the same again on this side, so we're going to undo this bolt. We're going to undo this bolt here. I've had to take the VIN up. Also got the bolt that's just directly underneath, which is here. So as you can see, there's the panel. And there's the bolt. So we'll start with this one. So not to be confused, it's not this bolt, it's the one that's a bit more recessed, just here. Here's the next bolt. Now we're going to undo the top bolt. So now we've undone all the bolts, it's time to take the scoop off. So same again as the other side. Don't feel too alarmed if it's not coming straight out, so give it a bit of a pull. And now it's got the same situation again. Now it's time to unplug this indicator wire. So I always press it in, then press the tab, and then pull it, like so. Now the panel's off. So the next bolt that we're going to be undoing is this 10mm that's here. So this 10mm bolt usually has a little cap on it, so you need your pliers, pull it off, and this will be sat underneath. I normally collect this washer as I'm taking the tank off. If you can get it off now, take it off. Now this job is one of the hardest jobs, I'm just kidding. But it can be if this is seized. Now if you've got a put with one of these that's seized, check out one of my other videos. I explain how to unseize this. So you take your fuel cap off. So the next stage is taking the actual fuel tank off itself. Now a lot of people believe you've got to mess around with this bolt and some other stuff, which is not true. We've undone the bolts that are securing the tank on. So the next step is to take the cover off, which is this, because it's not actually the tank. The tank sits underneath, which is a plastic tank. It's pretty much for show. This side piece here, you can pull it and it flexes quite a lot. So on this bit here and on the other side, you're going to grab it and you're going to just prise it gently, just about that far, and then the tank should lift off nicely. So we're going to start by prising it open. This is broken, this tank just here, but it's the same principle. Prise it gently, lift the front off first, keep lifting the front. Now the front's released, and then bring it back gently, like so. So that's how you take the tank off. So now that the tank's off, what you're going to do is straight away get a clean mark fibre or clean cloth, just block that up, or put the original cap back on. So we're going to disconnect both of these plugs. One is for the fuel sender and one is for the fuel pump. If you're struggling taking these connectors off, as I suggested earlier, on any plastic connectors, push it in a bit extra, press the tab again, and then lift it. Like so. If you get stuck, you can always unclip it manually at the top here, if this tab isn't working as it should, or put a bit of WD on it. Now I always press that in there, you could do it with your finger. And then squeeze both sides of the tabs. There's a tab here and there's a tab here. You're going to squeeze it, and then I pry off here. There's not much tension in it. Like that. That's done. When you've taken this off, always check the O-ring inside. Doesn't look damaged. So we'll take a quick look. The O-ring looks absolutely sound. Sometimes people are very heavy-handed, split it, damage it, knock it. If there's any nicks, tears or anything, you're going to want to get it replaced. So we're going to be undoing these two 5mm. So usually there's a dowel just under here, but there wasn't on this. So don't lose it like this person has. Let's last service this. Oh, this one has the dowel. On the YZF, this that's built into the chassis here is usually on top. So you're going to be taking this bracket off. And now this is one of the last steps of taking the tank off. So you've got a 13mm. Now we're just going to take the fuel line off, like so. This tank needs a real good clean. There's the air filter. Doesn't look too bad. I'm going to put a fresh one in, but it is pretty much new. So I've got my genuine filter for Motorcycle Parts on. So make sure you clean out all the oil residue. You get a new filter. Usually it doesn't go in too great, so I always oh no, sliding flat. So do not tighten them up just yet. So you're going to want to just thread them all in so they bottom out, but don't tighten them. I can put the right newton meters on the screen somewhere, but you don't want to over tighten them, so you're just going to nip them. If you've got a torque wrench, with it being plastic, you need to be very careful with them. There's not much give in them. So if you over tighten them, you will strip them very easy. I come across quite a lot stripped by inexperienced people, or just over tightening them. Not everyone's got a torque wrench, so just nip them nicely, but do not over tighten them. They will rip out the thread. So thanks for watching the video. Hopefully it went well for you. If you have any questions, just drop it down below. And if you're interested in motorcycles or similar content to this, just check out the page. We buy and sell stuff, etc.